Hey treasures, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling the story about the time when I was a little asshole. And if you haven't seen the first time when I told a story when I was a little asshole, I will have that in the description below, or I will have it in the icon above here. And I just also want to preface this story by saying I knew that what I was doing was wrong, and I felt guilty about it later on, but in the time of like peer pressure and everything like that, and like wanting to be cool and like caring about other people, because I was in the 5th grade, I don't know how old you are, 11 or something like that, I don't know. It's like, you know, you want people to like you and stuff like that. So I knew it was wrong, and I knew that I was gonna lose a friend, but I was like, I cannot look like an idiot right now. So, and I also want to tell the story right now, today's video, because I'm in like a shit mood, and I woke up today just reeling about what happened the past weekend. If you don't know, the past weekend was my birthday, and it was the worst birthday ever, which I'll probably tell sometime on my channel. But anyways, so I had the worst birthday, and my good old dear friends that I'm no longer friends with ruined it for me. And so I woke up today thinking about that, and just thinking about like how much people suck, and like I can't stand people, blah blah blah. And so I'm like, you know what, bitch, you know, you do some wrong too, and you haven't always been perfect. Get your ass off that pedestal you're putting yourself on. No, you're not perfect either. So that's why I wanted to tell the story today. So if you want to know about the time that I was like a little asshole and I snaked my friend for a guy, not really for a guy, but because of a guy, then let's carry on. So if you are not familiar with my preteen stories, I have a playlist. I will have a link down below, but I was talking about how I went to like 4 different middle schools or elementary schools, and just like series of events that has happened that I find interesting / entertaining. And so I told a story where it was my mission to take her man, and I was a little bitch in that story, and I'm going to tell another one where I was a little bitch in that story. But the difference is that these were, I think, 2 years apart from each other. So yes, this was my first year at that same school that I told the other stories of, and it was my first year, and it was like I happened to be in a split class. Now, if you don't know what a split class is, it means that you have different grades with you. So I was in a 5-6 split class, and I was in the 5th grade, and so we did have some grade 6s in my class. And like I'm nervous and stuff like that. And I think when you start at a new school, like, first person that like introduces themselves to you, you're like, okay, cool, I have someone to hang out with at recess. But obviously as the school year goes on, you figure out if you like them or not, and most of the time you probably don't. And you know, you jump friend groups a lot, which is what happened to me. And so near I would say it was like the middle end, I had become friends with this girl, and for the sake of this video, we are going to call her Diane. So I became friends with Diane, and Diane was in the 5th grade. Now, Diane had a crush on this boy named Jasper. For some reason, I'm thinking of Twilight. So Diane had a crush on this guy named Jasper, and he was in the 6th grade. Now, at this point in time, you know, you're younger, you don't tell people you have a crush on them. Like, I don't even know how people even dated, honestly, now looking back on it, because like I feel like everybody was like, oh my god, I have a crush on this person, oh my god, I have a crush on this person, but like no one ever like confronted each other. And so like, how did people even get together? I have no idea, because it was always a secret to who you liked. Diane had a crush on Jasper, and Jasper was in the 6th grade. Me and Diane are in the 5th grade, okay? And it wasn't really that much of like, oh my god, like they're younger than us type of vibe going on in our class, which is like a good thing. So like that was cool. But like I said, we kept our crushes a secret, so there was no way in hell Diane was gonna tell Jasper that she liked him. And so it was just gonna be like this whole year-wide crush that she had on him. For whatever reason, like Jasper was okay, but it wasn't my type, you know? And so at one point, I was like, I think you should tell him, the school year is almost over, like, you know, why not tell him, like, why keep it a secret? And I'm saying this, like, meanwhile, like, I have a crush on someone and I'm keeping it a secret type of thing. Like, I'm just like, you can be my role model if you do this, pretty much type of thing. Like, bitch, what? I don't know either. So I'm like, you should tell him. And she's looking at me like I'm insane, and which I understand, said to me, absolutely not. And I was like, well, how about I ask him, because I was kind of like cool with him. And I was like, how about I ask him like if he has a crush on anyone in our class, blah, blah, blah. And she told me, don't do that. No, I don't want to know. And I was like, what is the point of having a crush if you're never going to tell them? And I'm saying this, and again, I'm aware I'm saying this, and I would never do this for myself. Like, I would never, ever tell the person I had a crush on at that time that I had a crush on them, okay? So she is just super adamant that she does not want me to do this. However, I decide, okay, what if I write a note instead of like talking to him, and like I have him like look at it and say like yes or no. You know, like those like stupid things that people do. I don't know why people do them, because it always ends up being like everyone finds out about it anyways. But you know, those like notes, and you're like, do you like me? Yes or no. Like I wrote a note like that, but I was like, do you like Diane? Yes or no. And she absolutely did not want me to do this. So like, again, I'm aware that at the very beginning, I was an asshole. Like, this entire video is me being an asshole, okay? Keep in mind, I was in the 5th grade, so I think you're, like, 11 in the 5th grade. I don't know. So, but I knew it was wrong. Anyways, so I was like, how about I write a note, and we'll see, like, what he says. And she was pretty much, like, she still was adamant on it being a no, but she was kind of waning and thinking about it more than when I said, how would I talk to him? She was waiting on it more when it was a no idea than it was me actually talking to him. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And she didn't stop me because I was writing it and she was there, and she didn't stop me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And she didn't stop me. Even though she had told me no before, she didn't stop me when I was writing the note, and I was going to go and give it to him. So I was like, okay, I'm taking that as a yes, because like she could have ripped it up. She could have done whatever. But again, I know I was in the wrong. So she ends up, wow, I'm just realizing now like how much of a mood this hat is. Like, anyways, so she ends up, I don't know what we were doing. We were like at the computer, like doing something. Like the 5th graders were doing something by the computer, and the 6th graders were like doing their like lecture or what. I end up like writing this note to Jasper, and I think I gave it to him like around when it was like free time. Like, okay, they had their lecture, we already had ours, and then so everyone was just like working on the exercise, whatever. And so he ended up sitting, like, he was sitting close to me. So I was like, Jasper, here, like, look at this. And I was like, but like, keep it a secret. And it's so stupid to say that, because when you're in that, like, when you're that young or even in like that grade, no one keeps anything a secret. Like, everything is drama, nothing is a secret. People are gonna find about everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. So, and like, you think like girls are the ones that start drama? Like, guys start freaking drama, okay? Guys will start drama, always. So I ended up going and giving it to him, and then by the end of this whole thing, I was like, okay, he, like, I don't know what happened. By the end of it, though, it was like everyone in the class knew, and people were just like laughing about it, and they're like, who wrote this note? Like, this is so stupid. And Jasper's like, yeah, like, and like I had said, like, do you like Diane's in it? So she was like, did you write this? Like, that's so stupid. Everyone in class was like calling her like stupid and stuff like that, and I was like, than me, even though like they were my friend and like you should be honest. It was like absolutely not for me at that time. Obviously now I really don't care what people think, so that would like never happen again. And so yeah, Diane and I never, like, she never really became friends, and like she ended up moving away. So like whenever I was like a shitty person to I don't even know what I called her in my other video, but the same video that I have like down below, and Diane like wasn't even going to school with us anymore. So I mean, good on her for escaping me, right? Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know if you've ever done anything like this, and honestly, please, no judgments, because like I said, everyone has been under like where they're like, maybe they hang out with someone that isn't the coolest, and then they ended up becoming friends with, or starting to become friends with someone that is cool or whatever, and they make fun of the person that's not the coolest, and you go along with it because like you want to be perceived as cool, you want this person to like you. But it's better to have a real friend than a fake one, and if you have to be fake to please that person, then you might as well just let that go too, you know? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in next week's video. Bye, guys.